oil-derived fatty acid in pregnancy and with an asthma in offspring. Polyunsaturated fatty acid are fatty acids that contain more than one double bond in their backbone. This class includes many important compounds, such as essential fatty acids and those that give drink oil their characteristic property. Polyunsaturated fatty acids can be classified in various groups by their chemical structure. Methylene interrupted polyenes, conjugated fatty acids, other PUAF. Polyunsaturated fatty acid. Long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acid, long-chain omega-3 fatty acid, and separate into types: A-coupled cetonic acid (APA) and docosahexaenoic acid (DHA). APA is a composite of 20 carbon atoms, while DHA contains 22. The human body cannot efficiently convert short-chain fatty acid to long-chain, which is why it is important to consume foods with APA and DHA. The main food source of omega-3 fatty acid is seafood, including salmon, mackerel, sardine, crustaceans, mollusks, and squid. Asthma and pregnancy. Asthma affects 4 to 8 out of 100 pregnant women, 4 to 8%. If you keep your asthma under control, it probably won't cause any problems during your pregnancy. If you don't control your asthma, you may be at risk for a serious health problem called preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is a condition that happens after 20th century week of pregnancy, or right after pregnancy. Is when a pregnant woman has high blood pressures and thinks that some of the organs, like her kidney and liver, may not be working properly.
Saturated fatty acids are those that are structured such that they only contain single bonds between the carbons in the fatty acid chain. That is to say, there are no double bonds. As soon as you observe a double bond in the fatty acid carbon chain, then you have an unsaturated fatty acid. If there is only one double bond, then you have a monounsaturated fatty acid, because mono means one. If you observe more than one double bond between the carbons in the fatty acid chain, then you have a polyunsaturated fatty acid. It is very important that when you're describing these different fatty acids that you refer to the single and the double bonds between the carbons in the chain and not just to the fatty acid containing a double bond, because if you look carefully you notice that the very first carbon has a double bond with oxygen. So that would be ambiguous or too vague. So you do need to talk about the double bonds or the single bonds between the carbons in the fatty acid chain.
Pros and cons. Pros. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential fatty acids that must be consumed in diet. Adequate consumption of omega-3 fatty acid is vitally important during pregnancy, as they are critical building blocks of fetal brain and retina. Cons. Seafood can also contain organic mercury and other harmful toxins. Example, polychlorinated biphenyls, PCB, which could be harmful to growing fetus. Application. Data derived from the observational study have found that omega-3 fatty acid consumption during pregnancy, either in the diet or via supplements, is associated with improved neurodevelopmental outcomes in the child's 1821 investigators have used a variety of tests such as general developmental milestone, problem solving, and language development. 2 essays neurodevelopment outcomes among infants whose mothers were supplemented with fish oil compared with those who were not.
My name is Dr. Guru Prasad Bhatt. I am a consultant in pulmonology at Manipal Hospital, Bangalore. Pregnancy, it is important for the asthmatic to consult the doctor as soon as they know that they are pregnant, so that the treatment for the asthma can be planned. The idea is to continue with the inhaled therapy during the asthma, but try and maintain the asthma control with the lowest dose possible. Generally, we avoid any sort of tablet treatment during pregnancy. That is not just for asthma, but any other condition. The asthma inhalers need to be continued, but at the lowest dose possible. That would be the strategy.
Issue applied in Ecuador. There is a special interest in this topic around the world, and Ecuador isn't the exception because it's not a common pathology among our population, but there was some case here that required intervention from the physicians for the other countries, and some Ecuadorian physicians are researching their pathologies. Conclusion: supplementation with in 3-LCP-UF-A in the third trimester of pregnancy reduced the absolute rates of persistent wheeze or asthma and infection of the lower respiratory tract in offspring by approximately 7 percentage points or the third. Thank you.